Hi, I'm Madison, and today we're talking about accessibility in higher education. Travel back with me to 1857. The elevator is invented, the Panic of 1857 causes, well, panic, and the first university for differently abled students is founded. Though it began as the Columbia Institution for the Deaf and Dumb and Blind, college-level courses were added in 1864, and the name changed to Gallaudet College in 1894.
Now, prominent in this time was the medical model, which meant that most people viewed disability as a defect to be fixed. This news article from 1913 shows society seeing these students as incapable of regular life, let alone higher education. That's what made Gallaudet so special. People were shocked.
As Gallaudet grew, students like Helen Keller at Rhatigan College were persisting, but differently abled students were far and few between. Which is interesting, considering higher ed had already been a thing for, well, over 800 years.
World Wars I and II created a big push towards access. The Soldiers' Rehabilitation Act of 1918 and the Servicemen's Readjustment Act of 1944 meant an influx of differently abled students who challenged institutions to start offering services for them. In 1949, the first Disability Services Office opened at the University of Illinois. Over the next 40 years, the number of disability centers increased, and the Civil Rights Movement catalyzed the U.S. to start using learning disability as a term in 1968. The Vocational Rehab Act of 1973 and the Education of All Handicapped Children Act of 1975 helped build educational access, but it's the Americans with Disabilities Act of 1990 that was a major breakthrough. ADA wasn't easily accepted. Many universities feared financial hardship from following these regulations, resulting in court cases about rights. But the ADA Amendment Act of 2008 defined disability more clearly, and since then a new model of disability has formed, the social model, which holds everyone, even differently abled people, as equally awesome and limited only by social or cultural barriers.
Now that we've learned our history, we see why accessibility is a hot topic today. Because it wasn't created with differently abled students in mind, higher ed has needed some reshaping to become more accessible. A new digital era is challenging the prior notion of single-faceted accessibility, and today's Gen Z students have never lived in a world without ADA, so they're coming to college expecting accommodations and access that weren't always there. Things like universal design are pushing us forward, but the question remains, how will we invite students to a higher education table that wasn't built for them? I don't know about you, but I'm ready to find out. Join me at NASPA 2019 to continue the conversation. Thanks for learning with me today.